What's up with y'all? Hope you guys are all doing great on this beautiful Money Moves Monday. As you may have guessed from the title, I'm going to be going over the my three keys to success and longevity in any craft. I'll be diving deep into each aspect, and I promise you, if you are hungry or you're determined to reach any specific goal, this will definitely guide you into the right way. And so I just advise that you stay tuned, right? So with that said, let's get into it. So these three things that I'm going over today are things that I really discovered through the journaling and just reflecting back on my progression with the sport and what I want to achieve. So I kind of like to think of them as three different stages and philosophies, mentalities. So just going into it, the first key is discipline. Now, in whatever you do, in order to gain really anything from it, you need to be disciplined. Discipline is that first step towards achievement, but it's often where the general public begins to turn away, because oftentimes discipline is uncomfortable and it's not always fun, and so that's when it's a deterrent for most people. But with that said, discipline is the key to your dreams. Discipline is the ability to control oneself. So this means whether good or bad. But you want to be disciplined in what you do in your day-to-day life, basically just making positive decisions instead of negative ones. Each decision that you make throughout your day, throughout your freaking week, month, year, your life can either have positive or negative implications. And so I would assume everyone obviously wants to go for the positive direction. And so a lot of times you can control this, and that's through discipline. A lot of times discipline is just setting aside some time to really grind something, whether it be outside the office, outside the gym, but to really work on something that you know needs a little bit of help. But the importance of discipline really comes from how you're able to control your mind, right? Because if you can't control your mind, you can't expect yourself to control any external factors. Once you have a better grasp on your mind, then you can start to manipulate your outside factors that may be hindering your growth. You can't expect yourself to beat or overcome anybody or anything else if you can't even beat yourself, bruh. And so although it may be difficult and it may be uncomfortable, there's something I know that you have in mind that you know is a weakness of yours, but you don't necessarily want to confront. Confront it, knock it out of the way, and move on to the next thing, because really, what's anything worth if it's easy to attain? The real value comes from the grind. And so with that said, the second key or the second aspect to success and longevity is consistency. Now, consistency is what brings discipline to success. Anyone can be disciplined for a night or even a week. You thought it was hard to be disciplined? Well, being consistent with it, that's a whole nother story. And so discipline is what weeds out the average from the good. This is what weeds out the good from the great. Consistency is like that secret sauce, you know, it's like cilantro and lime on a taco, right? You can go to a nice taco place, eat it, and it tastes so good, but something's missing. Like, you can't give it that A+ score because something's missing. Consistency is the most draining aspect, mentally and physically. But the importance of overcoming the struggles that accompany consistency is that the growth that comes with consistency is often exponential. And what I mean by this is that each day that you become more consistent, that's the more momentum you have behind it. And so once you stop with your consistency, you drop all the way back down to square one, and you have to build all the way back up again. Now, where some confuse consistency is that they think of it as a 24/7 grind, going hard all day, every day. And this is simply not the case. You just want to be consistent with the essentials, you know, consistent with what's going to get you to the dance. If you just stay consistent with your disciplined actions, there's literally no negative results that can come from it. But I remind you that consistency is not just shooting high, aiming high, going hard all the time. And this leads me to my next and last key, which is gradual progression, okay? We got discipline, consistency, and then the third is gradual progression. And something important that I learned from my college economics class, that stability is not achieved through the pursuit of abundant growth. Because once you do that, an inevitable decline with the same amount of magnitude unpredictable result. It's like a minigun. You can shoot that junk, and that junk is nice for that 5 seconds that it's rolling. But if you roll it out to the max, bruh, there's gonna be a cooldown and you can't do anything about it. And through my 6 years of lifting and my coaching experience, I've seen people chase perfection, and they chase it hard. And it's inspiring at first, except then they realize that they're quite far away from perfection, and they're just simply not having fun with it. When you're just looking forward instead of looking at now, you can't appreciate, you can't enjoy the process of it all. But you just want to make sure that you're aiming for gradual progressions, mini goals, or else you're going to end up in a worse place than you started off at. Remember, consistency and gradual progression, it's okay if it looks up and down, but you're still going up. And you don't want it to be like, ooh, okay, I'm winning competitions. Ooh, I'm on this high. Ooh, I'm national champion. Oh, I'm injured. Oh, I'm unmotivated. Oh, I'm a Z-session lifter. Oh, I quit. And so this is where a lot of my past improvement series tools come in, because if you look back at all of those are aimed towards just going after mini goals, small goals. I'm not looking forward to 2030. That's why if you see any interview, any podcast about, hey Coby, what do you want to get out of the sport? What's the end goal? Blah, blah, blah. I have no end goal clearly defined. I'm just focused on leveling up every day, beating past Coby. I'm beating yesterday's Coby. I'm beating last week's Coby. I am the best person, the best Coby I am today. And what's helped me a lot with this are tiny tasks. I like to write down tiny tasks a lot when I'm feeling stagnant or just unmotivated, because as we know, stagnancy is the friend of mediocrity, and we can't have none of that around here. And so tiny tasks are just small alterations to my current lifestyle that will put me towards the direction of what I want to be. So for example, this can be Coby, and so for example, this could be, man, I really want to grow my business. I'm gonna start posting on TikTok once a day. And then once you check that off, you can do, man, I want to make a website. And then you slowly check them off your notebook, and then sometimes some will take longer than others, but they're still just small alterations, very small. But consistency and discipline with the small alterations in your lifestyle, they stack up and result into the big accomplishments. Now I promise you, I'm not coming from this place of moral high ground or that I know all. I know I'm still young and I'm still early in this sport if you compare me to some, but this is just what I've learned, what I've taken. You can either say, oh Coby, that was some good ideas in there, or you can say, yeah, right, next. Either way, if this video benefited one person, 2 people, 2 is worth. And so I think that concludes my spiel. I hope y'all enjoyed Coby Socrates Rhodes. For those who stick with me through the philosophical, just deeper, more meaningful videos, as well as the entertainment Q&A vlog videos, I have an extra appreciation for y'all. And so on a more litty note, Christmas break is a-coming, okay? By the time this video is released, it's gonna be Christmas break. So that means I may have a few fun videos up my sleeve with a couple premieres, 8 p.m. premieres, so we can all be litty together enjoying our holiday break. I hope y'all have great Hanukkah, great Kwanzaa, great Christmas, great holidays, and shoot, next Monday, I'm gonna catch you on the next one.